String theory or superstring theory is the best mathematical construction that humans have come up with to understand how all of the universe works. What are the mathematical equations that govern everything that there is?
And string theory certainly is that. It's not a finished construction, and it's not an experimental construction. We have not seen any evidence in the laboratory that the equations of string theory apply to nature. But we're going to be running tests in the future to see if they do. There's an experiment that will be conducted in Geneva over the course of the next decade or so at a device called the Large Hadron Collider. Maybe some of your viewers have seen the movies Angels and Demons, where they get the antimatter from this European facility. Well, that facility, although the movie is not real, that facility is real. That is the Large Hadron Collider. And so that's one of the criticisms that people have been talking about for string theory for over a decade, that, oh, it's not going to be provable. Well, it turns out that open string theory, where we're actually trying to use the mathematics of strings to describe protons and neutrons, that's something that appears is the only mathematics we have for describing the experiments. So in that case, there's going to be a direct confrontation between the mathematics of string theory and a laboratory experiment. But over and above that, within the last 3 or 4 months, there have been some very interesting developments where people who are looking at matter at ultra cold temperatures, so you take the not ordinary freezing temperature, but something that's hundreds of degrees less, and you start to look at the behavior of matter in that context. There have been some recent experiments where people found that that behavior also seems to be in accord with the equations of string theory. So string theory is becoming more and more less mathematics and more observable science. The answer is yes, there are. The kind of string that would describe what are called theories of everything, which essentially mean equations that have the capability to subsume all other equations, those are called closed string theories. But there are other strings that are called open strings, and in fact some of those are of particular interest to scientists right now, because those kinds of strings actually seem to do what string theory was initially designed to do. Remember, strings initially we want to describe protons and neutrons. Well, these open strings have a better chance of doing that than the closed strings. So this is a very active part of science right now, looking at open strings.